Hello everyone, my name is Shane, and in this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to give my first impressions on the Galaxy A57. This phone will be available worldwide in a few days from this video posting. I'll have links to it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. The retail price is $550. Comes in 4 different colors: navy, icy blue, lilac, and this gray color we're going to be checking out here today. This comes in 3 different configurations. We have a base model of 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes storage, an upgraded 256 gigabytes of storage, and a max spec of 12 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gig storage. Let's see what we get in the box for $550. We also have a SIM ejection tool, lots of pamphlets of paperwork, and a USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Now let's go ahead, check out the star of the show here, Galaxy A57. First impressions straight out of the box, definitely notice the slimmer and lighter weight on this. We have a slight redesign on the camera module on the back here, bit of a frosted out plastic finish instead of this completely blacked out color on last year's A56, but overall looks pretty similar. And similar to some of Samsung's other recent releases, we do have a larger power button on this. I also like that Samsung smoothed out the aluminum sidings on this. You see on the A56, it had these ridges on it, whereas this is consistent with all of Samsung's other phones now, a nice premium feel in the hand with a noticeably lighter weight. So on my scale here initially, 178 grams, take that A56, 197 grams. It is a noticeable difference here. This is also slimming down from 7.4 millimeters on the A56 to 6.9 millimeters on this A57. We still have the same 5,000 milliamp hour battery capacity in this. So it is really nice having some of Samsung's higher end aspects of their smartphones in this A57. We also have a glass backing on this. There is no wireless charging though, whereas something a step higher like this S25 FE, this has wireless charging in addition to some higher end cameras on this, but we'll get into some more comparisons later. Taking a physical tour here, on the top we have a couple of mics, on the left we have nothing. On the bottom, we have one of our 2 speakers. We have our Type-C port capable of 45 watts super fast charging 2.0. We have a dual SIM setup, so 2 physical SIMs can fit in this. We also have our water gasket here. This phone now has the top end IP68 water and dust resistance rating. Taking our first look now at the 6.7-inch display. Not much change in the actual screen size, but we do get a bezel reduction here on this A57 over last year's A56. Immediately noticing much slimmer bezels at the top, a little bit less chin at the bottom, in addition to the sidings here also looking slimmer overall. We also have a noticeably smaller hole punch cutout for the front-facing cameras, a nice premium facelift on this A57, and it's been a couple days now since I first started using the Galaxy A57. Definitely ready to share some of my first impressions with you guys. So getting into the phone, we have the optical fingerprint scanner here at the bottom. Gets you in relatively quickly and accurately, I would say. We also have face recognition on this. So that has gotten me in perfectly fine as well. And once you're in, you'll be greeted by the 6.7-inch display. This is definitely the star of the show of this device. In this slim and lightweight of a form factor, this is the closest an A-series phone has ever felt to Samsung's flagship options, with really the only sacrifices on this phone being no wireless charging and an inferior camera system. Now, that is not to say the camera system is bad on this. We'll take a look at the cameras now. We have a 50 megapixel primary lens, so photos out of this in my everyday testing has been really good so far. We also have an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens here. Not the most clarity, but at least the lens is on here and available to use. There is some digital zoom on this, no optical quality. In the viewfinder, there is a 2 and 4 times zoom, and the maximum you're going to get on this is up to a 10 times zoom, whether that's with picture or video. The video side is lacking on this phone. That is one of the major limitations of this device. If you do a lot of video, I would maybe think twice about this phone. We are capped at 30 frames on 4K filming, so no 4K 60. Some of my initial footage isn't coming out as smooth compared to my higher end Samsung phones. There is also the 5 megapixel macro lens, so this is just the normal shot I took, and then I got really close with the macro lens here. Decent amount of detail considering it's just 5 megapixels, and it does work well. It's just not something I'm personally using all that often other than maybe testing it out for a video here. But as far as average everyday photos on this, honestly looking really good here initially on this Galaxy A57. Now let's do a gaming test here on the Galaxy A57. Great large display for mobile gaming. This is one of my favorite controllers on the market right now. It's the Razer Kishi V3. It has great grips on the back while still being lightweight. So now let's do a gaming test here on the Galaxy A57, and we'll also check out the speakers. Oh, wow, last second shot. So pretty good performance on this, considering it is just a mid-range processor. It has what I would say minimal improvements over last year's Exynos 1580 in the Galaxy A56. For whatever it's worth, I've been using Samsung's mid-range Exynos processors in their recent tablets. This is the Tab S10 FE. This has the Exynos 1580, so one generation lower than this A57. I have had good performance and I would say good enough battery life on these tablets, and I think that's going to translate over well to this Galaxy A57 as well. Taking a look at initial battery life, I'm down to 7% battery here. Let's jump into my settings, check our screen time usage. This is over the course of 2.5 days. I've just been using this casually over the weekend. I got 6.5 hours of screen on time. Most of this was watching YouTube, was playing a lot of music out of this at maximum volume, been using this at maximum brightness at 120 hertz refresh rate, a little bit of camera testing, replying to some comments, just some general usage. I would say this could definitely be 7 to 8 hours of screen on time if it was just over one day of time, but it was over the whole entire weekend. So with that in mind, pretty happy with the battery life on this initially. Taking a quick look at the 45 watt charging on this, I'm able to get a 40% charge in 15 minutes, and I'm up to 70% in about 30 minutes. So really happy with the 45 watt charging on this. We also have some improved connectivity on this. We have Wi-Fi 6E, and we also have Bluetooth 6 now on this. So I can use my new Galaxy Buds 4 Pro with this, get the Bluetooth 6 out of this. So I think this is going to be a seriously good pairing here between the new Buds Pro 4 and this A57. So overall first impressions, I am very impressed with this Galaxy A57 initially. I wasn't expecting to be this impressed by the lighter and slimmer form factor, but it does make a difference on a larger screen phone like this. I would say there are enough refinements here to consider this over last year's Galaxy A56, depending on when you're buying it and when you're watching this video. A couple final considerations. I also have the Galaxy A37. Shout out to Samsung for setting this out. I just started using this phone. In my initial side-by-side testing, I am just appreciating what's going on here with this A57 a lot more for just $100 extra. You are getting a lot more of a premium smartphone experience here. So if you can afford the extra price, I would definitely consider this A57. And when it comes to compared to the S25 FE, this is one of the bigger comparisons that a lot of people are going to be looking at since these are coming in at similar prices, honestly. I would say plain and simple, if you want 4K 60 filming on video, just get the S25 FE, no questions asked. And if you don't need that 4K 60, then this A57 is definitely the option to consider. Aside from just the lack of wireless charging and some inferior cameras, it feels like a flagship Samsung experience here. But I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on the Galaxy A57 in the comments below. Be sure to give a like on your way out. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.